Welcome to my channel Bookish English. Have you ever tried to speak English, but your mind keeps translating every word before you say it? You know what you want to say, but your thoughts feel slow and stuck. In this video, I'll show you how to stop translating and start thinking in English. So the words come out naturally, clearly, and with confidence. Stay with me till the end, because after watching this, you'll never be afraid to speak again. Chapter 1. Why You Don't Think in English Yet. You know that moment when you try to speak English, but your brain suddenly becomes quiet? You know the words. You studied them. You've written them hundreds of times. But when it's time to speak, your mind starts translating, searching, freezing. You want to say something simple, like I had breakfast, but your brain first says it in your own language, then tries to turn it into English. By that time, the moment is gone. You feel slow, you feel shy, and maybe you think something is wrong with you. But let me tell you something powerful. Nothing is wrong with you. You are not bad at English. Your brain is just doing what it was trained to do. For years, you learned English with translation. Every new word had a meaning in your native language next to it. Your brain created a connection between two languages. So when you try to speak, it takes a long journey, first from your thoughts, then to your language, and finally to English. It's like driving a car with 3 red lights before you can move. You are not slow. The system you use is slow, and that's what we're going to fix together. Imagine this. When you were a baby, you didn't study grammar. You didn't memorize vocabulary lists. You didn't translate anything. You just listened. You connected words with feelings. When your mother said milk, you didn't ask what it meant in another language. You saw the milk. You felt it. You understood it. That's how humans learn language naturally. But when we grow up, we forget that secret. We try to study English like a subject. But English is not a subject. It's a language meant to live inside your mind. Thinking in English doesn't mean you will become perfect overnight. It means you start changing how your brain works. It means you begin to see the world through English words. When you look at the sky, you say sky. When you drink water, you say water. When you walk to school, you think I am walking. It's small, it's simple, but it's powerful. Every time you do this, you are teaching your brain to think directly in English. You're cutting the translation wire. Right now, maybe you think that sounds difficult, but it's not. You already have everything you need. You have words in your memory. You have emotions. You have the will to speak. You just need to connect them again the way you did as a child. The moment you stop thinking, what is this word in my language, and start asking, what does this word feel like in English, you will feel something new inside you. Freedom. You see, your brain is like a muscle. It does what you train it to do. If you train it to think in your language, it will. But if you train it to think in English, it will switch. It takes time, yes. It takes practice, yes. But it is 100% possible. The biggest mistake learners make is waiting for the right time, waiting for more vocabulary, waiting for confidence. But thinking in English doesn't need waiting. It needs starting. You can start right now. Look around you. Name what you see in English. Chair, window, book, light. Don't translate. Just say it. Feel it. Listen to your own voice. That's how thinking begins. Not from a grammar book, not from a classroom, from your mind and your mouth working together. When you learn to think in English, speaking becomes easy. You don't plan, you don't pause, you just flow. The words come out like water. You sound natural, confident, alive. That is what every learner dreams of. And the truth is, it's not a dream. It's a skill. A skill you can build starting today. So, stop blaming yourself. Stop saying, I can't think fast. You can. You just need to teach your brain to stay in English longer. Every second you spend thinking in English is a step toward fluency. And with every step, your fear gets smaller. From this chapter forward, I want you to remember this line. You don't learn to think in English by studying. You learn by living in English. So from today, live in it, listen in it, speak in it, think in it. Even if you make mistakes, you're growing. Because one day soon, someone will talk to you in English, and without even realizing it, you'll reply instantly, confidently, and fluently. That's the day you'll smile and say to yourself, I did it. I can finally think in English. Chapter 2. The Child's Secret. How Babies Learn Without Translation. Think about a baby for a moment. A baby cannot read. A baby cannot write. But somehow, a baby learns to speak perfectly. No grammar books, no vocabulary lists, no translation. Just listening, feeling, and repeating. That is the magic of the human brain. You had that same power too. You were born with it. You still have it. You just forgot how to use it. But the good news is, you can remember. You can bring it back. When a baby hears the word water, they do not ask what it means. They see it. They touch it. They drink it. Their brain connects the sound with the experience. That is why babies learn so fast. They learn with life, not with lessons. You can do the same. You can train your brain to think like a baby again, to connect English words with real things, not with translations. When you do that, English stops being a subject. It becomes a part of your world. You see, when you translate, your brain takes a long journey. But when you think like a baby, your brain takes a shortcut. It feels the meaning directly. No middle language, no confusion, just feeling and speaking. That is how fluency starts. You don't have to know every rule. You just need to trust your brain's natural ability to learn through connection. So today, I want you to try something simple. Look at anything near you. A pen, a cup, a mirror. Say its name in English. Do not think in your native language. Just say it. Feel the word. Imagine it in your mind. Cup, mirror, light. That's it. You are doing what babies do. You are building your English world, word by word. Every small word you say this way makes your brain faster, more natural, more confident. When babies learn, they do not care about mistakes. They say funny words. They repeat sounds. They fall and stand again. But they never stop. That is the real secret. They do not say, I am shy. They do not say, I am not ready. They just try. That is what you must do. Forget perfection. Forget fear. Speak like a baby. Make sounds. Laugh. Feel. The more you do it, the more you will grow. You are not starting from zero. You already have experience, memory, and understanding. You just need to return to the natural way of learning. Stop forcing English into your mind. Let it flow. When you listen to English, don't try to understand every single word. Feel the rhythm. Feel the music. Let the meaning come to you slowly. Your brain will catch it. It always does. Think of this chapter as a mirror of your own power. If a baby can learn without books, you can too. You have more focus, more emotion, and more purpose than a child. You just need to use it. When you start connecting English with your life, it becomes alive inside you. It moves with you. You see the sky and say beautiful sky. You smell coffee and say good morning. You feel tired and whisper, "I need rest." These small sentences are the bridge between your thoughts and English thinking. One day, you will realize something special. You will wake up and find your first thought of the day is in English. It will surprise you, but it will also make you proud. That will be the moment you know your brain has changed. You are no longer translating. You are living the language. So stop thinking like a student. Start thinking like a child again. Open your ears. Open your heart. Trust your natural learning. Feel every word. Let English become sound, emotion, and life again. Because once you start thinking like a baby, you stop learning English the hard way. You start living it the easy way. And that is how you truly think in English. Chapter 3. Build English pictures in your mind. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine this. You hear the word apple. What do you see? A red fruit, a green leaf, maybe the sound of someone biting it. That is how your brain understands meaning, not through words, through pictures. This is the real secret to thinking in English. When you stop seeing translations and start seeing images, your brain becomes free. You start to feel the language instead of chasing it. When most people hear an English word, their brain immediately looks for the translation. Apple becomes a word in their own language. But this slows everything down. You think twice, and by the time you find the meaning, the sentence has already moved on. You lose confidence. You feel behind. But there is another way, the faster way. When you connect the word apple directly with the image of an apple, your brain doesn't need to translate. It just knows. That is thinking in English. Imagine your mind as a movie screen. Every word creates a picture there. Sun, rain, smile, coffee. You don't need another language to understand. You can see it. You can feel it. You can live it. That is how fluent speakers think. They do not translate. They imagine. They build a world inside their minds where English feels natural. Start small. Pick 5 words today. Simple words. Book, chair, tree, road, window. Look at each one. Say the word out loud. Picture it clearly in your mind. Keep it there for a few seconds, then move to the next one. You will notice something. You feel the meaning more deeply. You remember the words faster. You start to feel like English is part of your thoughts, not just a subject you study. When I first learned this trick, everything changed for me. I stopped translating. I started feeling. I could describe my world in English because I was seeing it in English. When I saw the sun, I didn't think about my language's word. I just said sun. When I saw a child laughing, I thought, happy child. It was simple. It was natural. That's when English became real for me. You can do it too. Your brain loves pictures. It understands stories and images better than grammar rules. That is why movies help you learn faster than books. That is why a single image can teach you more than 10 pages. When you use pictures, your learning becomes alive. English words turn into memories, not just sounds. Try this. Look around your room right now. Say everything you see in English. This is my table. This is my phone. This is my bed. Do not think of the translation. Just say it, see it, feel it. That is how your brain builds connections. Every time you do this, you make English stronger inside your mind. Thinking in English is not about speaking fast. It is about seeing the world through English eyes. When you do that, you no longer fear speaking. The words come naturally because the pictures are already in your head. You do not have to search. They just appear. And when they appear, your confidence rises. The next time someone speaks to you in English, do not panic. Just listen and imagine what they say. Turn their words into pictures. Your brain will understand faster. You will feel calmer. You will start to reply without even realizing it. That is the power of English pictures. So make this your habit. Live your life in pictures. Let every English word become an image in your mind. Let every image become a feeling in your heart. That is how you will stop translating forever. Remember, your brain learns best through vision. You do not have to force English. You just have to see it. And when you can see it, you can think it. And when you can think it, you can speak it. That is how fluency begins, not with grammar, not with rules, with imagination, with pictures, with life. Chapter 4. Talk to yourself, the secret practice. Nobody tells you. Let me tell you something powerful. You already have the best English teacher in the world. It's not in a classroom. It's not on YouTube. It's not in a book. It's you. You are your own teacher. The secret is simple. You must talk to yourself in English. I know it sounds funny, but this one habit can change your English forever. When you talk to yourself, you remove the fear of being judged. There is no one to laugh at your mistakes, no one to correct you in a harsh way. It's just you and your thoughts. That's where real fluency begins. Because English is not only about words, it's about confidence. And when you speak to yourself, your confidence grows quietly inside you. You start hearing your own English voice. You start trusting it. You can begin right now. Say what you're doing in English. I am watching a video. I am learning English. I am sitting in my room. Simple sentences. But every time you say them, your brain gets stronger. You are not just repeating words. You are training your mind to think and speak at the same time. You are building the habit of thinking in English naturally. When I first started learning, I felt shy to speak in front of others. My words came slowly. My sentences were broken. I was afraid people would laugh. But then I learned this secret. I started talking to myself every day, while walking, while eating, while cleaning, while reading. I described my world in English. At first, it felt strange, but soon, something amazing happened. My brain began to think in English automatically. Words came without effort. I didn't have to translate. I didn't have to prepare. It just happened. You can do the same. Start small. In the morning, say your plans in English. Today I will go to work. I will call my friend. I will study English. At night, talk about your day. I cooked dinner. I watched a movie. I learned a new word. These little talks create big changes. They help your brain live in English. Don't worry about mistakes. Don't try to sound perfect. The goal is not perfection. The goal is flow. The more you talk, the more natural you become. Even native speakers make mistakes. But they keep talking, so should you. Every time you speak to yourself, your tongue gets more comfortable. Your mouth learns the rhythm of English. Your brain starts believing that you can speak fluently. This is not just practice, it's transformation. You will start to feel that English is becoming part of you. You will begin to express your emotions, not just sentences. When you're happy, say it. I feel great. When you're tired, say it. I need rest. When you're grateful, say it. I am thankful. These are not just words, they are feelings in English. And the more you express them, the deeper your connection becomes with the language. There will be days when you feel lazy or unmotivated. Talk to yourself even then. Tell yourself, I can do this. I am getting better. I am learning every day. This self-talk keeps your motivation alive. It reminds you that you are not waiting for confidence. You are building it. So make it your daily habit. Talk to yourself in English every single day. Morning, afternoon, evening, while walking, cooking, or thinking. Make English your inner voice. Because when your inner voice speaks English, your outer voice will follow. You don't need a perfect partner to practice. You just need courage. You just need you. Every sentence you speak to yourself brings you one step closer to fluency. Remember this: the person who talks to themselves in English today will speak to the world in English tomorrow. So start now. Look around. Open your mouth. Let your thoughts flow in English. That's how you truly begin to think and speak like a fluent English speaker. Chapter 5. Listen like you think. If you want to think in English, you must first learn to listen like you think. Listening is not just hearing sounds. It is about feeling the rhythm, the emotion, and the meaning behind the words. Every great speaker was once a great listener. The more you listen, the more your brain starts to understand English without effort. You stop translating. You start feeling. That is when English becomes part of your thinking. Think about how you learned your first language. You listened for months before speaking. You listened to voices, tone, laughter, and emotion. You didn't understand every word, but your brain was working silently. It was learning patterns. It was building understanding. English works the same way. The more you listen, the faster your brain learns to think in it. So many learners make this mistake. They try to speak without listening enough. They want to talk fast. But they forget that fluency begins with the ear, not the tongue. Your mouth can only say what your ears understand. That is why listening is the key. When you listen daily, your brain starts recognizing sounds automatically. Words that once felt hard suddenly become familiar. You start thinking in English naturally, because your brain is full of English sounds and feelings. Start with simple English. Don't worry if you don't understand every word. Understanding comes with time. What matters is exposure. Listen every day. Listen while walking, cooking, traveling, or relaxing. Make English your background sound. Let your brain swim in it. Even if you are not focusing, your mind is still learning. Slowly, it begins to connect sounds with meanings, just like it did when you were a child. When you listen, don't translate. Just imagine the scene. If someone says, "The sun is rising," see it in your mind. Feel the light. That is how your brain learns faster. Listening becomes thinking. Thinking becomes speaking. That is the natural process. You don't need to memorize. You need to feel. There will be moments when you get lost. You will hear something and not understand. Don't stop. Don't panic. Keep listening. Even if you catch one word out of 10, that's progress. One day, you will catch 2 words, then 5, then the whole sentence. That is how real growth happens. Quietly, slowly, but surely. Find voices that inspire you. Listen to stories, motivational talks, or conversations in simple English. Repeat what you hear. Copy the tone. Copy the emotion. Shadow the speaker. This is how you train your ears and your mouth together. The more you repeat, the more fluent you become. You start to speak like the people you listen to. Listening is not a study activity. It is a life habit. The best learners don't force it. They enjoy it. They listen to English songs, watch short videos, or talk to themselves after hearing something new. They don't worry about being perfect, they focus on being connected. When you listen every day, something magical happens. One morning, you will hear a sentence and understand it instantly without thinking. That's when you'll smile and realize, I just thought in English. That moment will stay with you forever. It will prove that your brain has changed. You no longer need translation, you just understand. So, make this your new rule. Listen with your heart, not with fear. Let English sounds become music to your ears. Feel them, repeat them, live them. Because when you listen like you think, you don't just hear English. You become part of it. And from that moment, thinking and speaking in English will never feel difficult again. Chapter 6. Speak before you're ready. Most learners wait. They wait for the perfect day, the perfect moment, the perfect confidence. They tell themselves, I'll speak when I'm ready. But that day never comes. Because fluency is not waiting for you. It is waiting inside you. You become ready the moment you start speaking, not before. Think about how children learn to speak. They don't wait to become perfect. They just start. They speak wrong words. They make funny sentences. They say things that make no sense. But they keep talking. And because they talk, they learn, they improve, they grow. That is the secret that most adults forget. You do not need to be perfect to begin. You just need to begin. When you open your mouth to speak English, something powerful happens. Your brain wakes up. It starts connecting ideas, sounds, and memories. You train your tongue to move in new ways. You train your confidence to rise. Every single word you speak, no matter how small, is a step toward fluency. Every mistake is proof that you are trying, and every try brings you closer to the speaker you want to become. The biggest enemy of fluency is fear. Fear of being wrong, fear of being judged, fear of sounding silly. But remember this truth. The people who laugh at your English can never teach you, and the people who respect your effort will never laugh at you. You are brave for trying. You are stronger than your fear. Every time you speak, you show courage. You show growth. When I started learning English, I was afraid too. I wanted my sentences to sound perfect. I used to stay silent, waiting for the right words to come. But they never came. Because English doesn't live in silence, it lives in speaking. The moment I started talking, even with mistakes, something changed. My fear began to fade. My fluency started to grow. It was not magic. It was practice. So speak today. Speak now. Even if your sentences are short, even if your grammar is not perfect. Say what you can. Use the words you know. The more you speak, the more new words will come naturally. You don't learn to swim by reading about water. You learn by jumping in. Speaking is the same. You can study English for years, but until you speak, you are only standing at the edge of the pool. Jump in. Make a splash. That's how you learn. Talk to your mirror. Talk to your phone. Talk to the world. Use your voice. Feel your confidence grow. When you hear yourself speak, you begin to believe that you can. And that belief is the first step to true fluency. Don't wait for someone to give you permission. Give it to yourself. You deserve to speak. There is no perfect time. There is only now. Right now, you can say one sentence in English. That one sentence can change everything. Because speaking is not about being ready, it is about being brave. You can make 1,000 mistakes and still improve, but if you stay silent, nothing changes. So take this as your challenge. Speak something today. Speak to yourself. Speak to your friend. Speak to your camera. Just speak. Your English doesn't have to be beautiful. Your effort already is. Remember this always. The more you speak, the more your mind thinks in English. The more you think, the easier it becomes to speak again. It's a beautiful circle, a never-ending improvement. So don't wait another day. Your voice is ready now. Use it. Trust it. Let it grow. Because the day you stop waiting to be perfect is the day you finally start becoming fluent. Chapter 7. Make English your daily mind. This is the moment everything connects. You have learned how to listen, how to speak, and how to think. Now it is time to live in English. Because English is not something you study once a week. It is something you carry with you every single day. The secret to fluency is not studying more. It is living more in the language you love. When you make English part of your daily mind, it stops feeling like a task. It becomes natural. It becomes who you are. Every small moment in your day becomes a chance to grow. When you wake up, say good morning to yourself. When you cook, describe what you're doing in English. When you walk outside, notice things and name them. The sky is clear. The air feels fresh. I see children playing. These small sentences build your inner world in English. You don't need hours, you just need moments. 1 minute of thinking in English is more powerful than 1 hour of reading without feeling. Let English live inside your thoughts. Let it become your friend. When you think of something funny, think it in English. When you feel something deep, describe it in English. The more you connect your feelings to the language, the faster your mind becomes fluent. Every day, you have thousands of thoughts. Use some of them in English. It doesn't matter if they are short or simple. What matters is that they are real. Say, I am hungry. Say, I feel happy today. Say, I can do better tomorrow. These sentences may look small, but they carry power. They connect your brain and your emotions in English. That is how true fluency is born. Make your environment speak English too. Change your phone settings. Watch short English videos. Listen to English songs. Read small quotes or stories. The more you see and hear the language, the more your brain accepts it as normal. And when English feels normal, speaking becomes easy. Thinking becomes natural. It becomes part of your daily rhythm. There will be days when you don't feel motivated. That is okay. Fluency is not built in one day. It grows slowly, just like a tree. Some days you will feel strong. Some days you will feel tired. But even on those days, think a little in English. One sentence is enough. That one sentence keeps your progress alive. You are not just learning English. You are building a new identity. A person who thinks in another language, who can express feelings, dreams, and ideas in new words. That is something beautiful. That is something powerful. Never underestimate it. You are not just learning grammar or vocabulary. You are learning to see the world from a new window. When you live in English daily, it starts to live in you. You will begin to dream in it. You will catch yourself thinking in it without trying. You will speak more smoothly, more confidently, more freely. That is the moment you will realize you are no longer just a learner. You are a speaker. So from today, stop waiting for big changes. Make small ones. One English sentence in the morning, one in the evening, one in your thoughts before sleep. Step by step, your English mind will grow stronger. Remember, fluency is not something you chase. It is something you become. The more you let English live in your day, the more it becomes your natural voice. So go out there and live in English. Think in it, feel in it, speak in it, because English is not just a language you learn, it is a part of who you are becoming. And when you make it your daily mind, fluency will no longer be your dream. It will be your reality. Thanks you for watching. Bye for now.